refers to. According to Campbell and Stanley 1963, there are 8 threats to internal validity. 1. History refers to events occurring during the experiment that are not part of the treatment. For example, when studying the physical activity patterns of women from age 20 to 80 years of age, Title IX occurred during this time for some of the women but not all of them. This could result in different results. The study of women from year 20 to 80 could be done in 2 different manners. Cross-sectional design: identify women today that are 20, 30, 40, etc. and test them. 2. Longitudinal design: identify women today that are 20 and follow them until they are 80. Both types have advantages and disadvantages. These will be discussed at a later time. 2. Maturation refers to biological or psychological processes within participants that may change due to the passing of time, for example, aging, fatigue, hunger. Maturation is definitely a problem when working with children. Are the changes that occur due to the treatment, or are they due to the maturation of the subjects? Other issues like fatigue or boredom fit in this threat. 3. Testing refers to the effects of one test upon subsequent administrations of the same test. Typically, students perform better on the second test in a class than they do on the first test. Part of the reason for that is that they figure out how a professor tests. It has nothing to do with them learning more. This is an example of testing. 4. Instrumentation, such as changes in testing instruments, raters, or interviewers, including lack of agreement within and between observers, would threat the internal validity. Calibrating equipment is very important. This secures the reliability and validity of an instrument. Also, following the instructions of a standardized test or questionnaire reduces this threat. Five. Statistical regression refers to the fact that groups selected on the basis of extreme scores are not as extreme on subsequent testing. This happens when a researcher uses purposive sampling. 6. Selection bias refers to identification of comparison groups in other than a random manner. Using a convenience sample can threaten the results. 7. Experimental mortality refers to loss of participants from comparison groups due to non-random reasons. This does not mean that the participants die, although that does happen often when studying older adults, but that they drop out. If participants drop out because the intervention is too difficult or time-consuming, that can be a threat. If participants drop out because they are in the control group, can also threaten the results. 8. Selection maturation interaction refers to factors can operate together to influence experimental results. Because of the way samples are selected, cluster or convenience sampling, the maturation of the participants may differ, and the interaction of these two factors are then intensified for one of the groups, but not the other one. Rosenthal, 1966, proposed threat number 9: expectancy. It refers to experimenters or testers anticipating that certain participants will perform better. That is, the researcher anticipates certain behaviors or results to occur. For example, testers may rate skilled participants better than unskilled participants, regardless of treatment. This effect is also evident in observational studies. Please note that any of these 9 threats to internal validity may reduce the researcher's ability to claim that the manipulation of the independent variable produced the changes in the dependent variable. External validity refers to the degree to which the findings can be inferred to the population of interest or to other populations or settings, the generalizability of the results. It is regarding the generalizability of results. Or to what populations, settings, or treatment variables can the results be generalized? It is concerned with real-world applications. What relevance do the findings have beyond the confines of the experiment? External validity is generally controlled by selecting subjects, treatments, experimental situations, and tests to be representative of some larger population. Random selection is the key to controlling most threats to external validity.